Hello, my name is Ranald and welcome to the Oddbox Podcast, where I talk and share about stuff that I randomly think of and want to talk about. Hello to those who are listening. This is my very first podcast, and it is about spending on video games, where I talk about how much the money we spend on video games and the ways that we get them, or the other ways that we could play them even without spending that much. As everyone knows, video games is like the most popular hobby that is ever known, where most of the demographic being young, the young generations or young adults or adults that are child at heart always play video games, where it's like a good hobby that either gives good adrenaline or gives good brain capacity usage. And according to the files or the information that I searched for, that oh boy, video games cost much, where they cost like 2,000 pesos in one game, or the consoles cost really much, like 20,000 pesos or something like that. The cheapest you can get is like 8,000 pesos or something like that. So I kind of feel glad to say that I am glad to get that gift of a new console that me and my cousin are going to get later like June or something as a gift. And when it comes to spending money for video games, that here in the Philippines, not a lot of us are able to buy it, where unless you have a high paying job or like very rich as those celebrities, we can't really afford a lot of games. So we play one or two games as much, or we also do some stuff as well. Though there are types of other games that we can also play, where there are a lot of PC games that surprisingly there are a lot of free games there in. And gaming websites like GameJolt or Steam, they have games that you can either pay for, like if it's on sale, you can buy it for like 500 pesos or 1,000 pesos. Like those are the cheapest ones I can see here. Or you can play free games like a promotion or something like that. Like a good example of a free game that I recently got is the game that was released by Sega, the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a visual Sonic the Hedgehog game, visual novel Sonic the Hedgehog game, where it's free. That is what's released in April Fools, and it's really good. Both the gameplay and the story. Ooh. And it's totally for free, though. My recording of it kind of failed, so I haven't really posted it in my gaming channel. So you know that a lot of Filipinos actually uses phones, so a lot of Filipinos also play mobile games. So mostly there are free games like, they're generally gacha games, where Fate Gun Order or Genshin Impact, where you can play them for free, but you can pay money to them to get more of the exclusive stuff, like more power to the character you want to get, or want to C7 constellation your favorite 5 stars in Genshin Impact, or just taught me how to save the summoning items in order to summon your favorite character. And after making this podcast, I'm planning to start Honkai Star Rail, to know how it goes out. Then we go to the iffy territory, where we talk about emulators, where they're used to play games from other hardware while playing games in either you're using your phone or your PC, where you play games from like Game Boy or DS into either of your phone or PC. I'm saying it's iffy because you can play games that other people pay for free, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of paying your the game with your hard-earned money. But hey, free game, but it defeats the purpose of the money you pay for it. Though it does help in making better. But at least you're able to play your favorite games and also play new type of games where, man, there are talented people who are good at making new games with this kind of emulators where here have a new Pokemon game that is made for harder players or hardcore players. Like this Pokemon game that somebody hacked for this ROM is basically made for Nuzlockers. I mean, if you don't know, Nuzlockers are Pokemon players who, well, they're more like hardcore Pokemon players where if a Pokemon dies, they are fainted, they die. So you can use that Pokemon again. So we have that kind of community. So you could say emulators have a good and bad side or pro and cons when using them, where it's kind of bad because you're not paying for those games that a lot of people work hard on, but it's kind of good because you can see people's creativity and able to play these games that you aren't able to play normally, but at least you have got experience playing them. And the last thing I want to talk about is piracy, where you can get good games or free games in either a lot of websites, but you shouldn't do this with really small indie developers or small companies where they work hard on it, but you're just pirating it. But I mean, this is the Philippines where we technically pirate stuff a lot here, where it's like you manage to pirate the games that is normally not handled, but please don't sell them, please. It's kind of disrespectful to the people who are actually selling those. I'm not a coach or a person who gives advice. I just wanted to talk how you could play video games from either spending the money or play for free. Where I think I just advertise games that you could play for free here in this very podcast itself. And so thank you for listening to my very first podcast, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for those who are listening. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and see you next time for another in the future.